guys, it's Lauren. Today I'm going to be talking about The Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard, the second in the Red Queen series. Do you like my silver nail polish with my red? I dressed for the occasion. I'm a new blood now. I'm a new blood. I'm silver and red. I'm both. Got this from my library finally after everyone else finished reading it. I mean, I was like 11th, I think, in line, so getting it within 2 weeks of the release date was really good. And my reviews are now following the format of spoiler-free, and then spoilers. That way I can discuss both in one video without having to make things separate, unless it's like a major release and I need to do separate for a reason. So this book opens up where Red Queen leaves off with Farley, Shade, Killorn, Mare, and Cal all escaping Archeon after the Bowl of Bones incident. They are heading to a secret military base headed by Farley's father, the Colonel. Farley's dad is very meh about the new blood idea, and he's even more meh about Mare. He is not a fan. Most of this book is a struggle between following the Scarlet Guard's orders, following Mare's heart, and doing what she thinks is right. Most of this is her inner struggle with trying to escape the nightmares of Maven, of him chasing after them, and Cal's even worse nightmares after killing his father, not living the life he was meant to lead, and Killorn struggling with not having any of Mare's supernatural abilities and the divide between them. Love triangle, which is sometimes a love square based on Maven, is a mess. So I gave this book a 4 out of 5. I gave Red Queen a 5 out of 5. I mean, there was some more tropiness in this, but it's fine because all books have tropiness if you really think about it. This one just was more evident. There just were some slow parts where so much was just inside Mare's head, or the way the storytelling was told, it was very passive of like, we went here and we did this, not really this scene. I could definitely hear it as a narration for the optioned movie of her traveled here, we met this person and they had this ability. I could totally hear that as a narration of, and with scenes of them traveling and finding new bloods. And I just want to address all the people who've been like, oh, Red Queen was a screenplay that Victoria adapted into a book. She studied as a screenwriter, so that's where her point of view comes from. I mean, I'm a PR major, so most of my writing is very direct and to the point with fact-based research. And so if I ever write a book, wink wink, I am, there's gonna be a lot of fact-based, but I'm gonna have to work to add all of the flowery, beautiful one-liners or quotes. I don't have a problem that it sounds like a screenplay. It's fine. Overall, I liked the book. The way this book ends is the way I thought it would, which I'm like, yes, I got that foreshadowing. And I was only vaguely spoiled for this book, thank goodness. So thank you for everyone who did not spoil me. All right, now we're gonna jump into some spoiler sections. So if you haven't read this, go, because I really don't want to spoil you. Though it's pretty predictable, I don't want to give anything away. I got my book and I got my references. I told you I'm very fact-based. So I kept expecting Cal to rebel against his situation of helping them. Like at first he's just helping them because he's escaping. But the fact that he continues through this and helps Mare with her project just to get back at Maven, I mean, maybe his reasons are wrong. He's not here for the right reasons. Haha, Bachelor reference. But I still found it very surprising. There's a moment where Mare and Killorn are fighting over Cal being here, and Mare says, but he's a warrior, not a politician or a criminal. He doesn't have the ability to manipulate anyone, least of all me. It's not in his nature. That's on page 255 in case you were wondering. And so I was like, oh, that's gonna be foreshadowing. He's gonna betray them. And then that wasn't the case at all. So it's like, huh, he's very noble. I still think he could stand on their side for realsies and be the king that Norda needs. I still think that could happen in the next 2 books, and I feel like that's where it's leading. Page 290, when they're talking about how Farley's sick after being teleported by Shade and by Gareth and the flying. And I was like, she's so pregnant, she's so pregnant. Like, we know she gets sick after teleporting, but she's not just teleporting, she's been sick and trying to hide it. Pregnant, called it, and especially since Shade is dead, she has a remnant of him. That just wasn't fair. We barely got him in Red Queen, and now we get him all in Glass Sword, just for him to go. When Maven captures her in Harbor Town, or Harbor Bay, or whatever, the Ocean Hill. Was Ocean Hill the castle and Harbor Bay the town? Another point about this book, I didn't read the special edition, I just read whatever the library had, but the fact that it didn't have a map in it and that you had to get a special edition to get a map, with how much they traveled in this book and that there wasn't a map, was very frustrating and very unfair in my opinion. If something's gonna be extra, it needs to be extra to the story. I knew it was kind of like North America, I knew it was the remnant of the world. I didn't realize that it was all set in North America, with Philadelphia is Philadelphia, Nairsi is New York City. Once I saw the map and someone overlaid it with the map of the United States and Canada, I was like, I get it now. And then Alara Morandis is dead. Thank God. After I read Cruel Crown and saw what she did to Corianne, it hurt me inside because she put Corianne through this depression, and the stream of consciousness of controlling her mind is insane. Her getting her just desserts, thank the gods, and the gods are silvers. Also, memes have ruined my life. Reading through this, there's a moment with Mare's family, and her mom calls her dad Daniel, because that's his name. While reading that, I exclaimed, damn, Daniel, because I'm a meme monster. Memes need to be stopped forever. They just need to go away. And I still have problems with Mare's selfishness. That's like my least favorite attribute in a character, which she kind of needs to be in this world, but it still isn't fun to see. It's not that she's obsessed with herself, she's just obsessed with her own ideas and her own plans, because if she follows into anyone else's plans, they're probably gonna betray her, so I get that. But her selfishness is just, ugh. I love how she's trying to fix that with the little legion, except they get captured. And of course, she sacrifices herself. Like, what else would she do? The moment on page 433, I won't go back to him for anyone. I told Cal once after I survived the sound of advice, and he realized what that was all about. Because if you just add just into that sentence, I won't go back to him for just anyone, that means that she would only go back to him for Cal. Doesn't deserve Cal, she just doesn't. And the fact that she's going back to save him is so redeeming, oh my goodness gracious. So I knew it was gonna end this, but I knew she'd get captured by Maven, and they kept foreshadowing that, the notes, and eventually feeling guilty that all these people had died because of her. But I didn't realize it was only Cal that she would go back to him for, because Cal's the only one that matters. But here is Kalor. He deserved so much more. He deserved all of the things. As far as all the powers of New Bloods go, I think I like Ada's the best of being able to remember everything, but I feel like that could become burdensome and overwhelming. This book reminded me a lot of like Breaking Dawn meets X-Men First Class, with people just with different abilities all coming together to work for a common goal. Also Legends of Tomorrow, the CW show. Overall, I enjoyed it. I plan to read the rest of the series. It's frustrating that I'm reading them live time now, so now I have to wait. My name's Lara, this has been Bookies and Cookies. I post videos Sundays, Wednesdays, sometimes Saturdays, book reviews on Thursdays, which is today. I love each and every one of you. I hope you never forget it, and remember, anyone can betray anyone, and anyone can lie to anyone. This whole book is just them being liars, liars, pants on fires to each other. There's just so much lying, and there's so much betraying, with all the vampires showing up at hashtag Fort Renesmee. Hashtag Fort Renesmee. Is that what you're calling the Killing House now? Okay. I need to stop reading so many series. There's just so many to read, and then there's so many installments, and then there's the waiting game, and it's just all a lot to handle, so.